Hello, and welcome to New Beginnings Start Today, the podcast for people who want to grow deeper in their faith in the Lord. I'm your host, Dr. Douglas Keffer, a minister, licensed clinical pastoral counselor here in Roanoke, Virginia, with a passion for helping people live their faith. Today, we will talk about life is but a vapor and how you can see the importance of living each day with purpose because we can be here one day and gone the next. When we are young, we do not give much thought to the idea that we are here for a very short period of time in the whole scheme of things. When I was a child, I could not wait for my birthday to come because I knew my mother was going to bake me that wonderful birthday cake with that chocolate icing, the delicious chocolate icing. The time between my birthdays seemed to be forever. I can remember Mum cutting that corner piece with all that icing, and I sat and I ate it with great appreciation. Today, my wife bakes me a delicious Italian cream birthday cake with that delicious cream cheese icing with pieces of pecans in it, and it is glorious. There is a real difference in the time between my birthdays come today than when I was a child. It seems like I turn around and I am looking at another delicious Italian cream cake as the years now are fleeting by. I have learned the importance of living each day to the best I can because at this stage in my life, I am facing my mortality with a different perspective. I am so thankful for the many blessings God has given me over all these years, and I know that He is going to continue to give me those blessings because of His love and care for me. I encourage all of you to slow down from the busyness of your day to reflect on how you are living your life by what motivates you to look forward to what you are going to do today. Jesus, or James, the brother of Jesus, was led by the Holy Spirit to write a letter of encouragement to the Christians who were scattered abroad. James 1, verse 2b. Their world had been turned upside down because of the persecution they were facing being Christians by the Romans. They faced a cruelty that they never imagined could be possible. This caused them to really take note of how they were spending their days because they knew that at any time they could be killed for following Jesus. I read about this same kind of persecution that is taking place in many areas of the world today. Christians have to go underground to have worship services because it is unlawful to have open worship services in their areas. We read of missionaries who are actually being killed because of them preaching the gospel to the natives. There has been this kind of persecution against us Christians from the very beginning of the church in the first century. This is why we have to learn that we must have a more realistic view of how we see the time we have in this life. Listen to what James tells those Christians who were scattered abroad when he writes, "Come now, you who say today or tomorrow we will go into such and such a city, spend a year there, buy and sell, and make a profit, whereas you do not know what will be happen tomorrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away." James 4, verses 13 and 14. Yes, the people of James' day found themselves making a time and making plans in that time to go into a city to spend a year, do business, and make a profit for their hard work. Please do not take the timeline that James uses as literal time, but he was making the point of how people take little thought about their mortality. He then warns them to take into account the fact that they did not know what their next day would bring. This brings the issue of our mortality into a reality of how we should spend our days. I want you to ponder James' question, for what is life, or what is your life? How do you see your life unfolding today? Are you on the path that you thought that you would be taking 5 years ago? Most people do not even give this a thought because they live from one day to the next seemingly aimless. I have given this question a great deal of thought over the years, and that has been a blessing to me because of spending time with God on a daily basis, seeking His will for my life. What a challenging journey it has been. I have had many people ask me over the years, Dr. Keffer, how have you gotten to do so many things in your life? My answer has always been because the Lord has blessed me in so many ways. I have worked at helping people see that they can be so much more than what they are presently are by taking time to ask the Lord for direction in their lives. I counseled a man who was struggling with making a decision about what direction his job should take. He was in a management position and doing very well. Then one day he went to work to find that his company was making a reorg and his job was being eliminated. That was so devastating to him. I counseled him to put the matter in the Lord's hands and trust that what was ahead of him was going to be even better than this position. It was no time, and another company doing the same kind of work contacted him and offered him a job. It carried more responsibilities and came with a very nice salary increase. James tells us that life even a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away. Listen to the latest statistics about life expectancy. Before the pandemic, the average life expectancy in the United States was 78 years and 10 months in 2020. That number dropped to 77 years, and last year it dropped to 76 years and 1 month. That comes from Truth Out, August the 21st, 2022. According to this information, I have less than 3 years to live, being 73 right now. This is a sobering thought, but I do not despair because I know that as a Christian, I look forward to the coming of Christ to claim his church as he promises he will, and that could take place today. Keeping this always in front of me allows me to really appreciate the opportunities that I have before me today. My dear wife and I sit often and ask the question, where have the years gone? We talk about how blessed we are with all the Lord has blessed us with over these 53 years of marriage. And we have known each other for over 55 years. Looking back over those years, we seem truly, they seem truly to be a vapor. A day turns into a week into a month into a year. That is the order of how life unfolds. And we are to make the most of today and live it as though it is our last day. Jesus tells us that we should really be saying when he writes, James tells us this rather. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we shall live and do this or that. James 4 and verse 15. The comment, if the Lord wills, causes one to put the future in the Lord's hands. It causes us to sit and ask God's direction for our day and learn to put trust in what His Spirit directs us to be doing in our day. Our culture has been teaching us that we have to be self-confident so that we can make the right decisions on what we are going to do with our lives on any given day. This philosophy has caused too many people to become self reliant, and that has not served our society well. Do you know why you are doing what you are doing today? Most likely, whatever day it is for you, you have a routine that you follow, and this is how your day will unfold. Far too many people just get up and allow their day to go in the direction it is going to go, and most of the time they are numb to what really is happening. This is a very dismal way to live. Listen to the prayer of Moses when he writes, "The days of our lives are 70 years, and if by reason of strength they are 80 years, yet their boast is only labor and sorrow, for it is soon cut off, and we fly away." Psalms 90 and verse 10. We must come to the terms we must come to terms with the fact that our lives are like the vapor of the morning, that the sun burns away in a moment. Looking at our lives, the writer says we are to expect to live 70 years, and if we are strong, 80. But when we think of those years compared to eternity, we fly away. I want Moses' request to become how you look at your life and how you should be using your day. So teach us to number our days that they may gain a heart, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Psalm 90 and verse 12. Numbering your days today. Today is a constant reminder that we need to really take more value in the blessing God gave us today to live for Him and His Son Jesus. God wants us to gain a heart of wisdom so we can take the best and make the best of what we have been given. Jesus knew the brevity of life. And he knew that as long as he lived, he had to be about his Father's work when he said, I must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. The night is coming when no one can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. John, the 9th chapter, verses 4 and 5. I want to encourage each of you to have the same urgency as what Jesus did, so that as long as you are in this world, you will be seen as God's light of the world. Thank you for listening to this episode. And I want to invite you to share with me and contact me. And if you're seeing me or seeing your life to be more valuable because of being more aware of how short it is compared to eternity, how are you answer this question? How are you going to plan your day differently, seeing life as a vapor? If you're seeing this on YouTube, please click the subscribe button and the like button. Also, click on the share button and share it with all your friends. That would be so helpful. Tell me about other issues that you would like me to address by leaving your comments, And you can email me at drdouglaskeffer@gmail.com. I also encourage you to pick up a copy of my book, New Beginnings Start Today with God, and it is on my website at www.drdouglaskeffer.com. Get your copy today. Until next time, God bless you.